Heidi-ho YouTube, Major Cord here, and I got an email the other day from campus security, and I get these emails, more regularly than I'd love to, but, going to an urban campus, you expect these type of things, and it's just kind of a morbid reminder that not everything's as peachy and safe as you'd like it to be, so I'm just going to read a bit of it. And obviously not going to give too many details away. But they make these things as bland as possible anyway, but to preserve my identity, I'm going to leave out some things, obviously. It says, at approximately 11:16 p.m. Tuesday night, a male student was the victim of an armed robbery in Lot T. The student, who suffered no injuries and declined medical attention, was walking to his vehicle while talking on a cell phone when he was approached by a white four-door vehicle, possibly an SUV, with 4 black males on board. One suspect exited the vehicle, flashed a small black handgun, and demanded the victim's wallet. The suspect, who is described as approximately 5'8", average build with near shoulder-length hair, possibly dreadlocks, fled in the vehicle and was last seen headed off campus toward blah 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 blah. University police reminds all members of the campus community to always be aware of their surroundings, avoid walking alone at night, and practice these personal safety tips. Blah 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 blah. Okay. But, so, there was a mugging at gunpoint. And last year, I think around the end of the semester, so April, May, there was a rape, an attempted rape, and a shooting across the street from campus, all in 1 week. And, so these type of things are fairly average. Not to mention, we're right near a mental facility. And patients get out, fairly regularly. Needless to say, that I feel quite warranted in packing, methods for self-defense. Not that I ever feel that I would like to use them, nor am I of the mindset that I am trained to use them. Let me make that painfully clear. While in the back of my mind, this is a tool that could possibly be used for self-defense if I had to, I do not feel that I am trained well enough to use it. If I had to take this out, hold it like this, and stab someone, I could. If I got into a knife fight, would I know how to work my way out of it? No. Not in a million years. So, that leads me into the purpose of this review. It's always been in the back of my mind that I'd like to have some form of non-lethal defense. A way to work my way out of sticky situations, should that need arise. So recently, I went down to a local gun shop and picked myself up some Mace pepper guard. And so this will be, well, I guess I could call it a review. It's going to be an overview of the pepper guard product because obviously I have not used it yet, nor do I hope to ever use it. In fact, if I get to the expiration date of this of June 2015 without ever using it, I will be a happy camper, So I'm going to do a quick overview of this, and I'm actually going to go a lot into my personal thoughts, and actually it's going to be a rant, because I got a lot to say on this subject, on New York State's laws regarding the purchasing and ownership of products like this. And I apologize for the glare from the light overhead, but there's not really much I can do about that, because like our knives and our guns, New York State has some very odd laws governing personal defense products like Mace. But we'll leave that for after the actual review. The product itself is lightweight. I don't have a scale here. Like X-Acto, I'm not keen on actual measurements. I'm just going to give you my impressions and observations. It's light. I mean, this thing can't weigh more than 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces. It's an aerosol can with a very lightweight and, honestly, I'm not going to say cheap feeling, but, not the sturdiest feeling plastic casing. Let me put it that way. It feels okay in the hand. I mean, I have large hands, and I can get the proper grip on it for the most part. It doesn't feel like my hand would be in the way of the spray. I can get the... I mean, on the picture, it has a woman gripping it like this and spraying, but that doesn't... No, I would grip it in a fist and spray. Okay? I would not grip it like this. My hand is too big to do that, so I would fist it and spray. But it has this flip-up cover, which I have actually modified slightly with a bit of electrical tape, because otherwise it's just a loose spring-held cover, and underneath obviously is the trigger. But without my little electrical tape mod, the cover flaps pretty freely. I mean, it's not going to flap open if you hold it upside down or anything, but I feel that there is not enough retention, excuse me, not enough retention to prevent something from getting in here and opening this and opening up this trigger mechanism to being fired. I don't know if you can see in there, there's a plastic guard in there that prevents larger objects, but I don't want anything getting in there and setting this off. So I've taped this down, and it's not too strong. I mean, I can flick it open, and I want that positive detent, you know? Flick, press, you know? Flick, press. And in a stressful situation, I have no doubt in my mind that I will have enough adrenaline in my system to get my thumb in there, shoot it open, and press down. It'll happen, you know? Trust me, I know the power of my thumb. You know, that actually reminds me of a... no, I'm not going to get into that. That's a rant and another... That's a completely off-topic conversation, and we're already at 7 minutes, so this is going to be a long video. Oh, but, anyway. Yeah, so I modded that because that struck me as just wrong, to have this freely flapping in the breeze there. They call it a safety. It says on the package, "You need the flip. Our unique flip-top safety cap helps protect against accidental firing, while assuring ease of use. You need the grip. Our unique finger grip dispenser helps position unit in your hand without needless fumbling, even in the dark." Yeah, I guess. It feels good. It feels like it'll point naturally. It's the perfect size, I guess, for personal defense. It'll fit in a pocket. It's pretty slim. If you can tell by my overall tone, I'm not too pleased with this. I feel the design is lacking. Not that you can really have too many bells and whistles in a pocket-sized pepper spray dispenser, but my issue with this comes not from the fact of the loose safety cap here, or I mean, the trigger is obviously fine, and it has a pocket clip here, which is stiff and, in my opinion, on the wrong side, because if I'm carrying it in my right pocket like here, I need to pull it out and turn it around to spray someone. That makes no sense to me. It's, the fact is that this is the only pepper spray I could buy, and I'll get into that in a minute. There's a lanyard placement point down here. It's not a loop. There was originally one of those small little ball chain. It wasn't a necklace. It was a keychain point attachment. And it was like yay big, but it rattled and shook. So I took that off, and I tried to place a camera lanyard in here. That would have been ideal. But this thing is too damn wide. So even the most generous camera lanyard I could find wouldn't fit, and I had to go for this necklace that came with my Streamlight MicroStream, which is fine. I mean, not going to be wearing this as a necklace, but this is just to aid in retrieval for how I carry it, which we'll get to right now. This not going to fit in frame too well, but this is my school bag, and yeah, here we go. This is the pocket. How the hell am I going to do this? As you can see, this is a satchel, and carrying this over the shoulder this side would be toward my butt. This is the side that faces people. You know, I'm walking back to front. So this is the side that faces people, faces my front. The pepper spray goes in this pocket here, with the sprayer nozzle forward. And it just loosely sits there. I mean, nothing else goes in this pocket. And it just gets Velcroed. And retrieving it is as simple as yanking on the cord with my offhand and grasping it as it comes out with my dominant hand. And I've practiced this enough that I'm pretty fluent with it. So it's not an issue, and I'm decently fast. So, we got that out of the way. Time for a rant. Okay. See the price here? Probably can't. Oh, maybe you can. $14.99. Oh. I bought this at my local gun shop, which here in Buffalo there aren't a ton of them, for $14.99. I would have loved to buy some Red Saber personal defense spray on Amazon for $7.99. However, in New York State you cannot do that because it is illegal to purchase pepper spray on the internet. In fact, the only place you can buy pepper spray is through a licensed pharmacist or at a gun shop. And the strict definition of gun shop in this case is not a store that sells guns, like Dick's, Gander Mountain, or Walmart even, if you can find a Walmart that'll still sell guns. They mean a gun store. Buffalo Gun Center, Niagara Gun Center. A store that specializes in selling guns, gun accessories, gun licenses, you know, the 3 or 4 places in the area that sell that and only that. So, I had to drive 45 minutes out of my way to find the damn store. I had to... First off, I had to find the stuff. It turns out they keep it behind the counter. And this is the only brand of pepper spray they carry. There was no selection. They keep it in a display case, or just a cardboard dealer case, basically, right behind the counter. The cashier was, you know, he was a good guy, nice guy, polite, and helpful. Picked it out, put it in front of me, said, okay, this will be your price, you need to fill out this paperwork. The paperwork asked for my name, date of birth, height, weight, age. You have to be 18. You cannot have any criminal record. I needed to provide my address, driver's license number, which is weird. Very few things I ever needed to give my driver's license number for. I needed to show them my license. And, you know, there was it was a registration form, similar to buying a firearm. And they keep this form on file. And on it there was a place for them to circle which pepper spray you bought, which I thought was odd because this is the only one listed. And it was a form that had been photocopied so many times. Like you could tell it had the telltale signs in the corners of being photocopied like 7 or 8 or 10 times. And it looked like it had at one point been an official state form, but by now it wasn't. So it makes me wonder, you know, how effective is this legislation? I mean, it was passed back when Governor Pataki was in office, which that was early, you know, it had to be the 90s. He hasn't been in office since the early 2000s. This legislation, in my opinion, is pretty dumb. Because right now they have me on record as owning this pepper spray, which is fine and dandy. But what if I had bought the legal 2 that I'm allowed to buy at one time? You're only allowed to buy 2 of these per purchase. I could walk in the next day and buy 2 more. And I would have had to fill out the same paperwork. So they would have me on record as owning 4 of these exact same things. What if I had done what probably the majority of people that buy these do, and given it to one of my female friends, or my girlfriend, or my mother, or, you know, someone like that? That's what I don't get about this legislation, these regulations. You know, you have John Doe walking in. John Doe's 6'2", 225 pounds, you know, blonde hair, blue eyes. He's registered as owning this pepper spray. But then he takes it home, he gives it to his wife Jane. So now John isn't walking around with this pepper spray. Jane Doe is. Jane Doe, with, brown hair, brown eyes, who weighs $1.25, has this in her purse. And it's perfectly legal for her to own. That's the thing. Because the law states that the only person that needs to be registered, is the person who buys it. You can own it, as long as you're over 18. There's no way for the police to check that you're the one that bought it. As long as you're 18 and you're, not a convicted criminal or whatever, you can have this. If my mother's, stopped on the highway and pulled over and they see this on her keys or whatever, they're not going to ask, did you legally buy this? Of course not. They're going to assume, well, you don't have a criminal record, you have this on your keys, that's cool. I could have bought this and given it to her. That's why it makes no damn sense. And I was actually planning on buying 2 and giving 1 to my friend. But the price of $15, I'm going to go back another time and do it, but I was not going to buy 2 and spend $30 in one pop. That's just ridiculous. So I really hope this has made a bit of sense. Our laws in this state are just so messed up in some cases. Gun laws, make of them what you will. Knife laws, New York City's really screwed up. But it's pepper spray. This is something that I can non-lethally use to defend my life if I am, on campus and I'm mugged. Yet, I had to go through, a bullshit process to get it. And really, if I hadn't had a gun store near me, I wouldn't have been able to get it. I can't just order it off of Amazon. And, this is the only type I was able to get because this is the only kind that store carries. And I'm pretty pissed off about that. So while the product in itself, Mace Pepper Guard, I'll say it's a decent product. I'm not going to dispute that this will save your life. If you need to put this into action, if I ever, heaven forbid, need to use this, I am fully confident it'll do its job. It'll do its job well. I, however, am, I believe that the design of this product leaves more to be desired. They could have done a better job compared to other products, I feel, like the Red Saber that I've seen, that I would have loved to own that, put it that way. And next time I go to Pennsylvania, I'll be looking for that, and I will buy some, and I will probably replace it, with that, and put this in backup or something. So, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening to my rant, and hopefully someone out there finds this helpful, especially if you live in New York like me. So, with that, I will sign off, and now that this video is almost 20 minutes, geez, God bless those who have stuck through it with me. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Major Cord, signing off.